Hey guys, how's it going? What I'm going to be talking about in this video is why biology and game are so intertwined. I'm very obsessive about game, as you guys probably figured out by this point. I think about this shit all the time. Like, if I hear an idea around concepts, around biology, around this kind of stuff, it instantly locks in my head. I just really retain this stuff really well. The same way that somebody that's really into math would really retain that really well, or if somebody's really into, like, I don't know, comic books, like, you probably remember every series of comic books. Like, different people just honestly just lock into different things. With me, it's game. The things that I'm massively obsessed with is not just understanding that something works and doing it, but why something works. So, like, for an example, if you guys are like, so you guys have obviously heard of shit tests by this point. With shit tests, if you say a line, like, you know, you hear something that a girl says and then you say a proper line back that would pass the shit test, there's a lot more that goes into play than just that. And you only know that if you know why you're doing it. So when you're passing a shit test, you're just trying to show that the character you're putting forth is congruent. How do you do this? You say the line, like whatever line it is, you agree, you exaggerate, you ignore, but you also have to do a lot of other things. You have to show it with your body, with your tone, and with your eye contact. So if a girl were to be like, you do this all the time, don't you? Be like, yeah. Like, you see the tonality and like the whatever tone about it? I just agree. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Like, it's like that. I mean, obviously, if I'm being more playful in the interaction, like, I'd add a little bit of a playful vibe and a like tonality to it. But because I know the why, I can be more effective in game. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys the biology behind game and why game is so effective.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.
Okay, so if you guys have ever been out and about, you guys have been out approaching girls in clubs and whatnot, you've probably run across people that are high on cocaine, on Molly, on some other variant of a drug that makes people happy. Now, what you'll notice is no matter what the person looks like, the girls are drawn to them like a magnet. Why are girls attracted to that type of character? You would think that girls would be attracted to people of, you know, a certain type of look. We were built to be contagious. We were built to be working in communities. We were built to converse, to talk, to express ourselves. It's why when you guys watch my videos, you guys can tell that I'm authentic. Because I'm giving off authentic vibes. I'm giving off authentic tells. So you guys can tell when I'm saying something, I actually believe what I'm saying. If you look at the whites of somebody's eyes, this is only a development in humans. If you look at other creatures, the entire eye is black. We're the only creature with white in our eyes like this. The reason being is because the guys that had all black, like a gorilla, who had those adaptations, the ones that didn't have the white in their eyes, they weren't trusted. Nobody would trust them, nobody would sleep with them because they're not trusted. And now, every human on this planet has whites in their eyes, so you can tell where they're looking. They're looking directly at you, they're saying something, and you can tell that they're being authentic and they actually mean what they say. If they're looking off for a second, you can tell where their value's going, so like, what are they looking at? What's that over there that they're looking at? Always value or threat. So if I look over here, value or threat, what's over here? It's something that you now need to check out because I'm looking over here. What is he checking out that's more invaluable than this conversation we're having? You know, oftentimes, you know, with us, it's probably women, but, you know, with other people, it could be like a fucking tiger or some shit. You know, obviously the expressions would change. But yeah, with that being said, humans have the widest variety of facial expressions among any creature alive today. Whether or not T-Rex could fucking express itself, you know, is up for debate. Humans have 8 major facial expressions, along with 50 other more subtle expressions. Now, our next competitor closest to us, a gorilla, a chimpanzee, they only have 12 facial expressions. We absolutely trump them when it comes to this kind of stuff. Not to mention that, you know, we also express ourselves in other ways. You know, I could gesture, I could point, I could raise my shoulders, showing that I'm like feeling really like tense. I'm trying to protect my neck from, like, you know, and somebody attacking me. Like, there's so many ways that we indicate to others without even our words about what we're thinking. We're constantly pinging each other in the environment. It's absolutely insane that we do this. This is how we build cultures. This is how we build little cliques. People become like each other. We're meant to be contagious. We're meant to build a tribe. Now, a lot of people today, like if you look at animals, what animal usually gets the women? All right, it's the biggest animal. It's the one that can fucking rock the other ones. The one with the biggest horns, the most mass, the one that's the meanest. Now, with us, we aren't like that. We're not like one of those creatures. We are attractive by how socially powerful we are. Not by how big you are, not by how strong you are, not by how symmetrical your face is. It's mainly by how powerful you are in your society, in your clique. Now, I've approached probably tens of thousands of women by this point, and I've thought critically about this. I didn't just approach idiotically and be like, oh, well, I guess it didn't work. Well, I'm gonna do it again. You know, like, I thought about this stuff in depth. I've written thousands upon thousands of articles. I've written field reports, so many fucking field reports that I still have masses of paperwork like left in my closet this day, just stacks of that shit. So I know what I'm talking about when I say this. Us as men, it doesn't help out to everybody to be thinking the same, all right? If you're somebody that's on a low tier or a mid tier and a high tier and alpha status, like you want to be a different framework for each person. All right, so now I'm going to explain what I mean by this. Now, our brain's constantly pinging the environment to see how we should feel about ourselves, how we should like kind of feel we are on the tier level, and how we can feel out if we can approach a certain girl, if we can act a certain way, if I can be fucking expressive. Now, like I said, it doesn't help for your brain to be at any one tier. So let's say that you're at a lowly tier. Let's say that everybody in your tribe hates you. Now, our brains are built to sustain a tribe of up to 150. Past 150, we start breaking down the cliques. Like I said, you can see this in different environments. In New York City, you know, a bunch of tiny little cliques. In a big school, people break up into cliques. In a small school, everybody generally stays in the same clique and they're all a part of the same like tribe. A tribe of up to 150, okay? You only have so many options for females. Okay, now let's say you're in the low tier, right? Everybody is kind of like, oh, whatever, ew, gross, this guy. You know, this guy's like the guy that has the least amount of value. He's kind of weird. Now, what does this guy act like? He hunches his shoulders. He ducks because he doesn't want to get fucking beat down by the alpha guy. And he just crosses his fingers that one day some female will get like, you know, will trust him enough to fuck him. Maybe she's like had a bad interaction with her male and she wants to piss him off, or, you know, otherwise. Or maybe he doesn't think he can get his offspring to the next level, so he gets like fucking like rape thoughts. He ends up raping a girl.
For any feminist groups looking to twist Denton's words, us at Karisma King Incorporated do not promote the act of rape. It is a terrible act. We do advocate butt stuff though.
You never see guys that are socially strong or like socially powerful that are like shooting up people, like that are like, you know, doing these fucking crazy shootings. It's people that are in the low tiers. You never see people who are like fucking doing these crazy things like being pedophiles and whatnot, unless they're low tiers. If they're in a high tier and they're like people love them, it's very rare for them to be like that. In the mid-tier, provider. Now, in this tier, this is where most people take up, generally speaking. Like, you're not super low, you're not super high, but you're in the middle. Now, at this level, in a tribe of 150 people, it makes sense for you to tie down a girl. It makes sense for you to play it safe. People still like you. You're not the alpha or nothing, but it still makes sense for you to play it safe. So you still feel stress, you still feel a little anxiety, you still have massive approach anxiety, like you're not gonna approach a girl you don't know. However, if you do get a girl into you, you tie her the fuck down as fast as you can, all right? Your body releases oxytocin, makes you super connected to that girl. Every time you have sex, like you get more and more connected. The girl starts getting connected to you too. You start becoming a provider type, all right? Now, with this, like you're very quick to do what the alpha says to fit in your framework because the framework is getting you rewards, all right? It doesn't make sense for you to act like a low tier guy where you're like super like this, but you know, every so often maybe like, you know, like just give off like little subtle social vibes, like so the guy knows that he's still on top and he doesn't come around and see that you're acting up. He doesn't hit you in the head with a rock or get one of his other guys to do it for you. Now I'm gonna get to the final one, alpha. Now, at this level, a guy who is like this at an alpha range, who's like the best, he's not necessarily good looking, he's not necessarily the biggest, he's the guy that controls the group. He's the guy that has the social strength. He's the guy who has like everybody following him. He's the leader. All right, he's the guy with the fucking crown on top of his head saying, execute him, I love you, you're gonna be my next in charge, we're gonna fucking conquer this shit. Now at this level, it doesn't make sense for your brain to throttle you and slow you down. It makes sense for your brain to speed you up because the tallest poppy gets cut. And now there's going to be a lot of cutting going at you if you're the guy at the top. There's a lot of people trying to drag you the fuck down. And you need your brain to be quicker than theirs. You need yours to be fucking faster. You need to be able to put down people in a verbal way when they fucking step up to you. Alright, you need to be able to handle conflicts without physicality. Alright, so that takes a lot of fucking strength. And if another tribe comes at you, you need a fucking lot of mental acuity. You need a lot of mental strength. And people need to trust you. And you need absolute confidence. So when people are like, oh no, we don't know if we can do this, you have to be like, no, we're fucking doing this, we're gonna handle this shit. That's an alpha. That's your brain is going faster. This is what I call state. Your state goes like this. Turns you up, you're in the zone. Your brain sees that you're the alpha of the environment, and it's like, okay, I'm the leader, let's fucking turn this shit the fuck up. Now, this is something that everybody's pushed this craft as far as I have agrees with me on. Looks are not that big a deal. Okay? There are so many guys out there that have amazing game. They're not necessarily good looking. All right, there's one of my wings is only like 5'5", 5'6". He's not model attractive, and he's been pulling probably about 2 to 3 girls during the day. All right, he fucking just goes insane. Last week he pulled like 2 virgins for a threesome, like in the day. All right, if you guys don't think this shit's like legit like entity, you're wrong. Now, when it comes to looks, a lot of guys are like worried about like, oh no, I'm not attractive enough for this. I'm not this. I'm not that. When I approach a girl instantly rejects me. It's because of the way you put yourself out. You're putting forth a cliche that a girl assumes is a bad cliche. So if you're approaching and you look like kind of like a homeless guy, she's had bad experiences with what looks like a homeless guy in the past. She's expecting you to be not alpha and you to be a weirdo. She's expecting a weird, cringy conversation. She doesn't like that emotion. So she's gonna fucking push you off because she doesn't want that. Now, when you approach a girl, most interactions when a girl gets approached go bad. So you want to set yourself apart because you don't want to be a part of one of those cliches. This is why I dress really nice. This is why I dress with snapbacks. Why I keep a really clean cut hair, because I'm adopting cliches. I'm adopting positive cliches. So when I approach a girl and I give her really good eye contact, I give her really positive feelings, and I have like a positive assumptiveness about the interaction, she feels that and she assumes the interaction is going to go well too, because I believe it so strongly. That's why frame battles are so powerful. I am actually legitimately having a frame battle with the girl over whether or not this interaction is going to go well, and whether or not the girl's going to believe me that it's going to go well.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong, I know I've been blessed. I had 1,000 chances, how many left? I've been sinning lately, what do you suggest? What should I do? I want 999 more help.
Now, if you believe that money matters, watch a girl get trapped by money and then get stolen by a guy like me. Alright, I don't know how many people that have been married to women and have tried to fuck me or my friends. Like, it's absolutely insane. A lot of you guys are like, money matters, looks matters. Like, you should see my group of friends. My best wings are not that good looking. There have been so many people that come to Vegas and like, you know, their wives come here and stuff, and they end up fucking one of my friends. Money is not that big a deal. Like, biologically speaking, like if money were a thing back in the time of caves, like cavemen, like then it would probably be a lot more of like a tangible thing. Now, if you fall into a bad cliche, let's say like you have a really bad Indian accent. Now, Indian guys, generally speaking, are bad with women. And generally speaking, guys with heavy Asian accents are too. So women will have like a negative stigma towards you before you, like when you approach them. Now, if you look Asian, if you look Indian, not that big a deal. It's mainly the accent that's really affecting this. So if you approach and you have an Indian accent, basically all it does is it shortens the amount of time you have to convey that you're an alpha-ass motherfucker and the conversation is going to go well. Okay, so you just need to have better positive assumptiveness about the interaction and it'll flip the girl. Now, if you ultimately want to fix this, I would say like start taking speech classes and whatnot. Like, Indian accents do actually legitimately make it harder to game, but being an Indian, looking like an Asian, doesn't matter. I swear to fucking God, I have so many Asian friends that fucking kill it with girls. I have so many Indian friends. My first wing that I ever had, that I ever saw, that was fucking dope. Actually, I had 2 really early wings that I would see on and off, like fucking just making out with stunning, stunning girls. So stunning. All right, it's mainly the accent, because the girls are assuming it's bad. Now, like I said, if you have this, you can totally overcome it, like even with an accent. Like, I've run sets in my head. You can totally fucking kill with an Indian accent as long as you have good fundamentals. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of how each of the fundamentals really matters when it comes to biology. So, eye contact. Eye contact shows authenticity. It shows that you're on a girl's level. It shows a lot of different things. This shows a lot of things on a level of sub-communicating. It sub-communicates that you're an alpha, shows that you actually believe you're the character you are, and believes you're on the girl's level. Now, when you go into a club and you don't know anybody there, generally speaking, like, it's kind of like your body assumes that you're walking into a tribe, you know, that you don't know the environment very well. So it tries to make you play it safe. So how do you play it safe? You duck your head, you look around, you avoid eye contact, you wait till somebody approaches you, wait till somebody gives you eye contact, you know, wait till somebody shows you positivity. Now, this is not, in today's society, this is very unhelpful. So what you gotta do is you gotta prove to your mind that you're an alpha. How do you do this? You act like an alpha, you visualize beforehand that you're an alpha, and you assume that even when you walk into these things that you generally get positive feedback, because your brain is really hard to trick. Visualization is one of those ways you can trick your brain, that you're higher in the hierarchy. So when you go and approach people, give them really good eye contact, because it's an alpha thing. Assume positively that when you approach a girl, it's going to go well. Have fun in your body. Show that you're assuming positively that things are going to go well, because the emotion of an alpha is not that of stress, it's that of happiness, it's that of like expansive energy. You assume it's going to go well, you assume that everybody's supposed to do what you say. So this goes to the next one, domination. You assume that everybody's supposed to follow your lead, do what you say, that you're the leader, you're the alpha. You assume this. Now, the next one is frame battles. How strong are you in your brain? How much shit can you handle? Can you handle stuff getting thrown at you? Now, if you assume you're an alpha, it's not that tough. It's really easy to just like get hit by shit and not, flinch. It's not tough, because you know on a deep intellectual level that you're the shit.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong, I know I've been blessed. I had 1,000 chances, how many left? I've been sinning lately, what do you suggest? What should I do? I want 999 more Hail Marys right now. I want 999 more Hail Marys right now. Hail Marys right now. I want 999 more Hail Marys right now. Hail Marys right now. But don't try to turn that number upside down. There's no chance in hell that I'll make it to heaven. Make it to heaven. The deadliest.
Obviously, this is a very complex subject. This has just kind of worked its way through my psyche as I've been gaming for a long time. I've been writing articles about this. A lot of these are my own thoughts on game. It's very pseudoscience-y. If you guys want to ask me questions, go for it. It's honestly just from me approaching so much and writing so many notes. That is where I've gotten all this stuff. It's not written any books or anything like that. This is 100% me. All right, so if you guys have any questions, leave them below, ask me, I don't mind. And with that being said, peace out.
Do not forget to like and subscribe. If not, we are selling Denton hate shirts. Denton is the false prophet shirt. Denton is Satan shirt. Denton secretly things that looks to matter shirts. Denton is Illuminati shirt. All for the cheap price of $69.69. Shirts come in XL, XXL, and XXXL. And if you can't make it out of your mom's basement, we can special deliver it after we are done fucking her.